Welcome back to the 2016 Meet the Candidates, the primary edition. Of course, the primary is on May 3rd. We are now with the Republicans Council at Large. Mark Bruckman, Kay Riker Payton, Howard Price, and David Jobe are the candidates. Mark, we'll start with you with an opening statement.
Hi. Pleased to be here. I've been on county council before, and I'd like to have another shot at that, please. I've now retired. I have plenty of time to spend with this, and I think you remember my last stint was 2011 and 12, and then I moved to Detroit, didn't finish that stint. I'm finished now, I'm back in town. My wife and I have lived here virtually our whole lives, and we want to continue to live here. And therefore, I'd like to put my problem solving and financial decision making skills back to use for this community. And I'd appreciate another chance. Thanks.
All right. Kay,
Hi.
opening statement for you. How are you?
Thank you for having me here today. So my name is Kay Riker Payton. I grew up here in Fayette County on a large farm out there towards Glenwood. I'm a CHS graduate. I received my business degree from Indiana Wesleyan. I have a son who's a freshman at IU East in Richmond. I attend Calvary Baptist Church here in town. I have a financial background and purchasing, and currently I manage a grant for Fayette County that's funded through the state for drug prevention, and I've also just recently worked on applying for 2 more grants for Fayette County. I'm a member of the Women's Voice, and one of our lead topics in that group is to address the drug problem. And I'm also a board member of the Drug Coalition here in Fayette County.
All right. Thank you, Kay. Howard.
Yes, I'm a resident of Fayette County. I was born here in Connersville, but we left in around 1963, and I came back when I retired from the Air Force in 1990 after serving 21 years. And I used to be the county highway superintendent for 17 and a half years here in the county. And I believe I bring some experience to the position, having managed the budget at the highway department for at least 17 years. And I've worked with the county council through all those years and feel that I understand the operations of the council. And I would appreciate the opportunity to serve on the council and maybe bring a fresh perspective to the outlook.
Howard, thank you very much. David.
Yes, I'm David Jobe, and I was born in Connersville in 1951. It's a long time ago for some of you. But I worked at Visteon for 25 years. I was on a city council here. I was president of various organizations, Lions Club and UEA, and I was on area planning. I've been through the realm of what goes on in Fayette County and Connersville. My wife is Sue. She works at the Reed Hospital, and I have 4 children, Jama, Brian, Ashley, and Chris. So, and none of them live here, and that's something I don't like. I have 4 grandkids. They live in Ackworth, Georgia, and Peru, Indiana. So that's not, some people that have their kids in town, it's a nice thing. I don't have that luxury. But I'd just like to make the community a better place to live, because we've got a long way to go. It's never done. And I would like any and all support I can get for the election.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, David. Mark, we'll start with you. What do you consider to be the #1 priority in facing the office of council at large?
Controlling the finances of the county. That's our main job, and that's what we need to do, is make sure that the limited resources, financial resources that we have, are put to the best use possible. And that's pretty much it. All right. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Kay?
Yes.
Same question.
as everyone has spoken here today, and everyone's targeting the finance, and that is definitely the number one thing. But I also want to add into there that I don't think people realize that the drug problem in our county is a catalyst to our finance issues too. It goes hand in hand, and it makes it snowball. We need to get a handle on the drug problem for two reasons: save lives, for one, most importantly. Two, though, it hits the financial budget tremendously. It hurts in every area, and I don't believe people will understand how dramatic that hits the finances in every area in the county. So I think that, just as well as finances, needs to be addressed and looked at immediately.
Okay, thank you very much. Howard?
I agree with my friends here. The finance is a major problem with the county, and with a projected loss of residents up by, I guess, year to 2050, the county council is going to have to find a way to manage the budgets we have. I don't feel that additional taxes would be welcomed by the public, as it's already have a tax burden now. So we really need to manage the budgets and hold the department heads, elected officials accountable for the monies they're entrusted with.
Howard, thank you very much. David?
Yeah, it's all about the money, because when I was superintendent of the street department, you had a budget and you had to work in that realm of things, because you just, with your salt, all your other things you had to buy throughout the course of the year, paint for the striping of the streets. He had so much money, and we would go to that dollar and still not have enough money to finish some of the projects. So it's always a real concern of watching your money. Some do a good job, some don't, and I think in my department that I was over, I think they did an outstanding job. When you explain to them what it is, they understand. And in employees, you just talk to them, set them down and talk some sense, and they'll listen to you. And I think they did an outstanding job. I appreciate those folks. But it's just something we have to look at day in and day out. You can't forecast. Like when you borrow money now from your draw in June, when June comes, there's not that money there. So you can't draw money, can't borrow from, and expect it to get better soon. It's just things that's hand in hand. And then after June, when you get that money, come October, you're somewhat broke again, when you keep borrowing. Right. So it's just something that it's not a good practice, but sometimes that's what the county and the city both have had to do to keep their heads above water. And it's just not a good practice as far as I'm concerned, but sometimes you have no choices. So maybe you back off from buying equipment, you back off from buying this and that, but you still have to maintain your community to the best standards you can. Because I'm pretty well sick and tired of every time you pick up a publication and we're 3rd, 4th, 5th in the state for everything negative. Yeah. So you have to keep up the quality of life things to the best of your abilities, because I'm tired of looking at those statistics and saying, well, it's the least place that anybody wants to live, or the drug problem. And I have family, my grandkids live in Peru, Indiana, and it's about the same thing there. There's about the same number of people. They have the same problems we do. So I can, talking to them, I understand what they're going through, because we're going through it too. So I just like to see something done a little bit different to hold our money and to the best ability we can. Thank you.
All right, David, thank you very much. Mark, closing statements.
I could have lived a lot of different places, and my wife and I both want to live here. And that's why I'm trying to help the community as best I can. I think with the financial decision making and the problem solving skills I've developed through my years of working, I can handle the issues. And I was on council before. I'd like to have an opportunity to do that again, to make the most effective use of our financial resources, encourage economic development, and I'd appreciate your support. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mark. Kay, closing statements.
Yes. In closing, I just want to say I bring a new voice, and that's my slogan, or my campaign slogan is, I'm a new voice for Fayette County. And I also represent new blood, so to speak. And I also have a unique set of skills, the fact that I deal with grants, and I've applied for grants along with my coworkers. I think I have a different different insight on when it comes to money and other avenues you can take to get more money for the county. But I do promise to be progressive, innovative, and committed to this job if elected, and I appreciate your vote.
Well, thank you very
Thank
much, Kay. Howard.
With my experience of the highway department and managing a budget there, and with the leadership abilities I received during my tenure in the United States Air Force, I think I bring a unique perspective to the county council. I know what it means to manage a budget. I manage my own home budget. And when I attended the last council meeting, when we have to borrow money from the county option income tax just to meet payroll, we've got a problem, and that problem needs to be addressed. And if I'm elected to this position, I will be a voice for the people of the county.
Thank you very much. David.
In the last 8-10 years that I've been involved with the politics of Connersville, Fayette County, I really enjoy the people. I know there's some apples that we'd like to throw out of the bucket, but there's a lot of good people in our community. And I think we can bring those people together and make it a better place to live. I've been associated with so many very good people. Like I said a while ago, with the activities that I've been involved with, I think it makes a basis for me understanding a lot of people. The trail's a good thing up north of town, and different things that gets done. The foundation and so forth, the ballparks, and these are all positive things. There's nothing wrong with any of them. Whether we can afford them or not, that's something, but I think we can, and we can keep going forward. But I just like to see the community brought together some way. It's not the council's job to do certain things that we'd really like to do. We're over the money. We're not over so much the people. So we can control it by not giving them money, but you know what I'm saying. It's just a good situation. So anybody that can and would support me in the primary, I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
David, thank you very much. Thank you, candidates on the Republican side of the county council at large seats. We'll be back with the Democrat, 3 of the 6 Democrats, right after this.